Welcome to fourth grade math. This is lessons 139 and 140. Your next lesson is a test. So after this lesson, you'll be taking that test. And so there's not a video for that, but we're going to start off with some review. All right, some division. 42 divided by 6, 7. 48 divided by 6 would be 8. 25 divided by 5. 5, 20 divided by 5, 4, 48 divided by 4, that would be 12, 21 divided by 3 is 7, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 27 divided by 3 is 9, 24 divided by 3 is 8, 36 divided by 4 is 9, 18 divided by 6, 3, 24 divided by 6, 4, 40 divided by 5, 8, 18 divided by 3, 6. Notice that we just saw 18 divided by 6, and so that should have been, hopefully you got that. 54 divided by 6 is 9, 15 divided by 5 is 3, 30 divided by 5 is 6, and 72 divided by 6 is 12, and we're back at the beginning. All right. You may pause the video and take your speed drills. There should be 2 of them, so remind your parents that you need to take both of those with this lesson. And when you come back, we'll get started on metric unit of liquid measure. All right, as we look at this, we've got our prefixes that we know: hecto, deca, milli, deci, kilo, and centi, but the second half of the word is liter, and a liter is a unit of measurement for capacity. So when we think of liter, we think of liquid, right? A liter holds slightly more than a quart, so it's just a little bit more than a quart. You can have a quart of maple syrup, is what this one says, Mom's maple syrup, and then you can have a liter, which is the next size, is just slightly bigger, and then a gallon. It takes 3 and 3.75 liters to make up the gallon. Okay, so a gallon is about 3 3/4 of a liter, or 3.75. A pint, as we've seen, it looks about like that, and 500 milliliters is a little bit more than a pint, okay? So on here we have a liter equals 10 deciliters, a liter equals 100 centiliters, a liter equals 1,000 milliliters, 10 liters equals 1 deciliter, 100 liters equals 1 hectoliter, and 1,000 liters equals 1 kiloliter, okay? Some other ways to look at liters. I'm gonna move this one up so you can see it. A little tiny syringe that has, maybe for medicine, is a milliliter, is what those are. And so sometimes you would, would say like give 2 milliliters or 5 milliliters every so often, okay? 1,000 milliliters, of course, equals a liter. This is a liter. It kind of looks like a cup actually it would be closer to 2 cups of water. So in the kitchen, you might see one of these. You can also have a water bottle that is a liter. Most soft drinks come in a 2-liter bottle, okay? And then a bathtub holds about 150 liters, okay? So that's for this first page. The basic unit of capacity in metric system is the liter. And so the liters and the quart is a liter of a soft drink or a Coke would be a little more than a quart of Coke. And so You want to keep that in mind. And on this page, so the kiloliter is slightly larger than 264 gallons is what the kiloliter equals. And so these metric prefixes are at the top for you. And the prefix is that milli, hecto, centi, deca, deci, kilo. That's the prefix, okay? So that's what you're going to put in for section 1, whichever one goes with that. Section 2, circle the items which you think contain more than 1 liter and underline the items which you think contain less than 1 liter, okay? So circling or underlining. So do all of section 1 and 2 and do all of 3. Cross out the measurements which would not be an approximate answer or estimation for each question. There may be more than one correct answer to each question. So some of them might have something that it could be that it could be more than one answer. So just use your judgment on that and see which ones you would cross out and which ones you wouldn't do anything to. That means that they would be the answers, the possible answers, okay, or approximate. In section 4, you may pick one of these to do. Make sure you divide and check. If you'll turn your paper over and look at the back, in section 5, you can do, go ahead and do all except for G and H, the green problems. In section 6, you can pick one of the 2 to do. And then in section 7, pick one as well. And then sections 8 and 9 are the homework for this page. If you will look at, we're going to be looking at temperature as the second thing for today. So our temperature, I have a thermometer here, and a thermometer measures the temperature that it is. And so in some thermometers have mercury as in the glass, and so that would be what this red usually represents. We usually use red because some of the first ones used mercury, okay? So if I set the temperature to right here, okay, and I'll put my magnet there. I'm not sure if you can see the numbers, but this number is 70. So this is 70 degrees on the Fahrenheit side. The F is at the bottom. Move you up a little bit. Okay, the F is at the bottom. The Fahrenheit, that's 70 degrees, and it's about 23 degrees Celsius is about the conversion. So sometimes it asks you to do Celsius and sometimes it's Fahrenheit. We have on the thermometer, which I don't think you can fully see that. So let me see if I can get you a little bit closer and if you can read the thermometer, okay? So at the very top, it says that the normal body temperature in Celsius is 98.6. The normal body temperature that would be in Fahrenheit, okay? All right, I'm having trouble with this camera, getting it to see both sides. So, normal body temperature for Celsius is 37 degrees, okay? And if we go down, we have the freezing point of both. The freezing point of Fahrenheit is 32. The freezing point of Celsius is 0. What is not listed on this is the boiling point of both of them. So the boiling point for water in Fahrenheit, sorry about that, is 212 degrees. So Fahrenheit for the boiling point is 212 degrees. The boiling point for Celsius is 100 degrees. So these 2 scales are what we use to measure the temperature. And there is a third scale, but it's Kelvin, and it's not one that we're going to look at today. So the thermometer is the instrument to measure temperature. The little circle that goes beside the number is the symbol to write degrees. So we don't have to write out degrees every time. We just write that little tiny circle next to our number. So let me go ahead and write one for you. So if we said it was 75, we'd put a little circle right there above it to show that it's degrees, okay? So I'm going to call out some temperatures, and I'm going to say whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit, and I want you to say whether it is cold or hot, okay? Based on what the normal body temperature, the boiling point, freezing point, based on those, you can look at that and say, okay, it's going to be, this is going to be cold, this is going to be hot, this is going to be, well, those are the two options. So if it was 37 degrees Fahrenheit, is that cold or hot? That would be cold, okay? What about 92 degrees Fahrenheit? Hot, very hot. 29 degrees Fahrenheit? That's cold. What about 35 degrees Celsius? That would be hot. 0 degrees Celsius? Very cold. 29 degrees Celsius. It's also going to be hot. It's only 6 degrees from 35, and that one was hot. 27 degrees Fahrenheit. That one is cold. 18 degrees Fahrenheit. That's also cold. 3 degrees Celsius. That one is also cold. All right, so go ahead, and on this page, I want you to do all of section 1, all of section 2. For section 3 and 4, do all except for the green. Section 5, 6, yeah, do all except for the green on these 2 pages, and then do the homework sections. Okay. On the measuring temperature, just do all except for the green. And so go ahead and get to work on those pages and do your best, and we will see you next time.